Alright, here we go. This is the bronze final of Arena Classic, and they are playing a best of 7 to my knowledge. Here is the draft link. Presumably they used the proper one. I think that's alright. That's the wrong one. This one. And it's 6 civilizations from draft, but there's quite a few bans as well, right? And then there's the last one. If it goes to game 7, it's going to be Koreans War. So yeah, that's a Koreans mirror, should that happen. Here's the draft. And we have still some good Arena Civs left here. Mongols, that surprises me, but he probably, this would be John Slow, by the way. Probably has some tricks up his sleeve for that. Turks, Portuguese, Italians, Classic Civs, Ethiopians, they don't need to mine gold on Arena to go to the gas stage, so they could go up real quick as well. And there's Khmer Burmese, probably some interesting plays to be seen here. But that's it, let's find the first one. That show? Arena Classic Bronze Final. Yeah, that should be alright. Clap Jared in the chat. Welcome. Vintage Arena is, and we have a beautiful close spawn here. Byzantines, slightly higher HP on the buildings, as you know. There's Byzantines, there's Pleb Jared in the chat. That just never fails, does it? Anyways, John Slow playing as the Byzantines here. Pleb Jared's Tech Jared's favorite civilization. And the Bloodlust with the Turks. So, cheapest, best trash civilization versus the worst trash, arguably, civilization in the game. You'd have the Hussars for the Turks, but that's about it. So, what to expect here? Knowing these arena clowns, we'll see some monks more frequently than else. This could be a potential fast imp monk trebs map, looking at the close proximity between the bases here, or you just open a monk rush and then just follow up with the trebuchets later with an earlier Imperial Age with your already massive gold income. Byzantines have the upper hand here in that regard because they have a cheaper Imperial Age 33% discount. But looking at the map as well, yes, it's tight and close in the front here. Looks like there's 5 relics, so only 4 for Romund. But there's some back booming space for both players here, which should always be the case on Vintage Arena. Resources could spawn outside, it's not the case here. But yeah, you won't always have that back booming space. Beauty of Arena, you don't need to delete back walls like in standard Definitive Edition Arena script. It's just been coded in not to be the case. So they could boom here, and neither having any significant eco advantage in terms of booming, so that's just a better boomer we'll show here if it comes to that. But looking at the close proximity between the bases, I'm expecting some strong aggression from both sides here. So what about the resources here? Both seem to have back stones, so they should be fine in that regard. 2 back stones for the Bloodless. So that makes Janissaries play really easier. A couple of castles for the Janissaries maybe. It's you don't need to worry about your stone getting easily denied here. As for John Slow as well in the back here, there's 3 golds in fact. So 1 neutral gold inside the base for both. This is, yeah, okay, maybe some gold heavy unit like the monks really has potential here. So idle time obviously low for both. These are solid high-level players. Whereas as far as the plans go, I'm not sure what to expect as we move on here. Since I'm casting alone, I'll toggle the fast forward for a bit because I'm running out of ideas as to what to talk about here. If Jon Snow attempts to go for the monks here, the fact that Turks get instant light cab is going to be a problem. But that's not to say you won't be monk rushing the Turks anyway, because if you have enough monks, you can still make good things happen. Yeah, here comes Stone already for Jon Snow, right after going to the gold, so wants to get a cast lap fairly soon. You cheat, bro. Okay, so they had the scouts run in, and yeah, we all know that can happen. Bloodless is a purse here, with 24 villagers up by the looks of it, going to reach the castle age sooner as well. Jon Snow at a higher population, and is going to attempt to contest the map here with the barracks up and the spearmen moving out to claim some positioning on the map. Also, once that castle up, this would be a beautiful castle spot for either of the players as the game goes on, because it denies 2 4-tile golds, 1 of each player. Not that gold is going to be an issue anytime soon, but just controlling these resources is always good anyway. Maybe just made that spear to get revenge against the Bloodlesses and Scouters. Oh, get it! There we go. That's it. So the castle age is in, but the Bloodless goes for the defensive castle here, protecting the gold, and a monastery goes up as well. Of course, we'll want to contest the relics, especially as the Turks, because you'd really make use of that additional gold trickle as the game goes on. Turks, they really rely on gold units, except for their Hussar, which is their best trash unit. So, which instantly upgrades as well once you reach the Imperial Age. But your skirmishers and spearmen just don't get any upgrades beyond the feudal age. Of course, in the blacksmith, yes, but not otherwise. Couple of monasteries for Jon Snow as well. A higher population up. The Imperial Age is cheaper as well, and strengthening the theory of a fast Imp Monks Trebs push here, because the Byzantines, look at the resources needed here, it's much less than any other civilization, so yeah. It's 2 monasteries to speed up the production process to get the relics more quickly. These two are completely out of bounds for Jon Snow, I'd say, but he might still be able to snag the other 3 to the side here, depending. Janitors 8 range, monks 9 range. Of course, if your janitor and Vicar is on point, you still shouldn't be losing them, but that's 1 down for the Bloodless, and 1 free unit for Jon Snow to claim for later on. Siege Workshop for Jon Snow as well. Not sure what the plan is here, if he is... Is that thinking about the Janissaries here? I mean, the Scorpions have only 7 range, so... But if you get a good blast shot in with the Mangonel, you could easily flatten quite a few Janissaries, of course. There's that cat I talked about, covering both of the golds here. John Slow, again, that cheaper Imperial Age as well. He doesn't have a lot of farms, but he has the market, so since he has 15 on gold, he should be able to buy food to go to the Imperial Age if need be. He will be losing some monks along the way here, though. These Janissaries could deny this castle. Or at least significantly delay it. Look at the villager count here now. The Bloodless is going to get kills here. He does get some hits in on the monks as well, and that's it. The Bloodless gets the first game, goes slow. John Slow's fast imp monk trap idea here does not work out against the Turks, and that's a good first game win for the Bloodless. It's a really short one, only 20 minutes. But that's what could happen when your plan doesn't work out. Alright, there's not too interesting strats. Yeah, it was a greedy castle, especially with Janissaries out with their 8 range, but it did have some monks. But given the closeness between the bases, you don't really need to go that offensive either, offensively. Did lose a few villagers building that castle. Your economy is obviously fragile when going for one TC all in play here. That was something I could have done. Yeah, you can relate to the 2K players sometimes as well. We all can. Okay, let's mark off the... Where the heck are our Byzantines here? There they are. No triumph for the Byzantines today. Tech Chariot. And the Turks winning that one. Among their first civilizations. I won't even speculate what's to come next, because there's so many potential good matchups here. But... just to put something on the table, let's say Aztecs versus Burmese for a proper monk matchup here. That would be fun. Second game. I got Burmese at least, and John Slow switches the color. Maybe you just forgot to pick it. Burmese, Spanish. Spanish! The mid-tier civilization on the arena at best, but the conquistadors have some potential, and obviously fast imp monk traps play, and the missionaries. I'd love to see some missionaries from the Spanish here. The spawn is quite close again, but a little bit further away. The middle area is cramped. So this could be a fight for relics, and also a bit of a booming matchup, looking at the huge backspace again for the players. The deer are outside, so if you're real cheeky, you could try and push your opponent's deer back home for some extra food boost in your favor. So the Bloodless with the Burmese. What is again, the monastery technologies are cheaper, so they could definitely go for a monk siege push. They used to be famous on Arena for their double castle Arambai push as well, but these days are past. The Arambai got nerfed quite a bit, so they're just not, and the unique technology changed as well, so they're not nearly as powerful against buildings as they used to be. Otherwise we might see Arambai here, but I think that's far down the line as far as unit composition for the Bloodless goes here. Moving out a bit here, maybe looking for sheep outside, just in case. But I think it's fine here. Maybe you get to see 30 missionary. That would be something in a wall of low number of missionaries. Don't think they're really going to contest each other's hunt all that much. You could, of course, force a scouts fight outside, since you know that they'll both be pushing in hunt, but you also want your hunt inside to pull off your fast castle to the best of your ability. And a little bit of a misplacement there. We can thank the straggler trees for that, but still going to be efficient enough with 4 hunters on the food here. 2 on stragglers, so is that a misclick? That might have been a misclick from the Bloodless here. It's either that, or he just knows that he doesn't need more than 4 on the hunt to optimize it anyway. So it could just be a means to bring in a little bit of extra wood for other purposes while taking the early hunt. Doesn't matter as long as you're able to keep your TC producing, honestly. And that wood income is going to come in handy later on. So once again, I'm obviously expecting monks here. Two strong monk civilizations, that's basically what they've drafted for most of the sets as well. And then again, should it come to a game number 7, there's a Koreans war on the agenda, and that's obviously not going to bring a lot of monks, that's just not Koreans' strength. Yeah, they're both going to be pushing in their hunt just fine. Again, the neutral gold. No, again, 3 golds inside of their bases and favoring Monk's play for sure. And don't see either player on stone, right? So there's not necessarily going to be any early, I'd say, like mid castle age castle drop here. Burmese, by the way, they have shitty skirmishers. So if Jon Snow manages to get a decent chunk of conquistadors out there, it's going to be rough for the Burmese to handle that. I don't really see... They'd have to rely on the monks for conversions, then, I think, if Jon Snow should choose to play the conquistadors here. His monk micro is pretty great though, so he can place monks more than most people, I'd say. Maybe except for the arena clowns. Bloodless with so many on hunt here. For these skirms of 5 versus conquistadors. Yeah, I guess the armor doesn't matter that much. You're right, Tech Chariot. You're right. It's arguably more important to have access to botlane arrow. Still though, it's not a unit you want to be forced into with the Burmese, because it doesn't serve a purpose other than being a trash unit that doesn't really give any value when converted. Village on the way here for the Bloodless at 25 villagers on slow, again at a slightly higher population here. So their uptimes are going to be... Hold on. Did Bloodless get loom? Or something? No, 26 villagers it is. Okay, I'm just misjudging the population here. So it's only 1 villager apart. Means 23 seconds difference here, looking at the idle he's dying. Jon Snow didn't even check the distance between the two actually, but he's going up there. He is going to play the castle again here with the Spanish. It makes arguably more sense with the Spanish because their unique unit is much more viable in the castle age than the Byzantine's Conquistador. But I'm assuming as a result of the previous game that Jon Snow might want to place the castle a little bit more defensively this time around. Just for the safety of it. There's the blacksmith market for the Bloodless, and Jon Snow probably going to go for the same approach here. Also forming part of a wall alongside here, right? So. I think once again I'll speed it up a little bit, because there's not going to be much happening until the castle age here. Now Jon Snow checks the forward side here. Checks for any forward resources, any buildings that could be revealed. You know, if you placed monasteries for a monk rush here, you might be able to spot the monasteries forward. But then again, if this was a monk rush from the Bloodless, you'd argue that the uptime would be faster as well. That's a pretty healthy farming economy. 10 farms there for the Bloodless. Could be a boom here. But that would be playing right into Jon Slow's hands with the castle drop here as well. He should have an easy time denying stuff with the castle here. Some mini walls there for... Okay, that's good. That's nice. That's a cheeky play right there, just debating the scouts inside of his base, and then they can't get anywhere. And here comes the castle, more defensively this time around. Conquistadors is going to give a nice map control for Jon Snow here, assuming they both make monks. It's the double monasteries for the Bloodless here. Jon Snow only with one for the time being. But the Spanish builders build faster as well, so when the castle is going to complete rather quickly, and if you want to drop more monasteries, they are going to complete constructing quite fast as well. Yeah, double monasteries for the Bloodless. Did already make scouts, as we saw, and Sanctity coming in to boost the hit points of the monks as well. The Bloodless isn't on stone, but if he was on stone, I'd suspect he would be the one going fast in bog traps here this time around. But still, the amount of farms being seeded here suggests an early Imperial Age approach here. I think there's no additional TCs being added, even with the space in the back here. So I'm just going to have to speculate in what comes up here. The Conquistadors are out, but well, this has monks as well, so Jon Snow has to be careful with the Conquistadors movement here. Of course, the Conquistadors should be able to take out the scouts easily with their high attack of 16 here. Should be able to get that monk, unless the RNG... Okay, that might be a conversion, actually. Yeah. So Conquistadors are actually weak to monks conversions, so... Well, you never know how quickly your units will be converted in that regard. It's 2 relics for Jon Snow. He's about to get the 3rd one. He managed to snipe a Burmese monk there as well. Bloodless not getting another conversion this time around. The scouts dive in, but the Conquistadors here as well could maybe block it. Okay, I guess he gets it. Bit unfortunate for Jon Snow there. Maybe he doesn't have the movement speed upgrade yet. In fact, he doesn't even have Sanctity. If he had Sanctity there, the monk would actually get inside, but I guess the scouts would still follow and snipe the monk, and you'd have to deal with the scouts inside bait. But here he goes to pick up the next one. The Sanctity versus no Sanctity, that's 50% more hit points for the Bloodless monks at this point. But Jon Snow is massing the Conquistadors here. He is with 11 farmers now. We might still be able to place a 2nd castle forward and keep pushing with the Conquistadors. And oh, this is dangerous for Jon Snow here. If the RNG is against him, he's going to lose lots of Conquistadors to monks here. Yeah, that's the danger of Conquistadors when there are monks out on the field like this. Looks like Atonement is in for both players as well. They're going to try and convert each other's monks, but the monk RNG is really with the Bloodless here, or just the monk micro as a whole. He's getting some free units in there for the Burmese armies here for sure. He might lose some monks now because he did... there were still Conquistadors left after the conversions, but yeah, that's... I'm not too sure about that. The Bloodless really lost a lot of monks here, but now he's going Imperial Age. Jon Snow will not be able to do so just yet. And And he's going to have access to block printing monks once he reaches the Imperial Age, right? So he's going to have an advantage over Jon Snow, who seems to be fairly close as well. Booming versus Jon Snow is a mistake. Yeah, this isn't exactly a boom, so he knows who he's up against. Jon Snow, definitely an aggressive player. Now with the map control, with 3 relics to 2, so not a huge advantage, but still a steady gold trickle coming in there. Is also going Imperial Age here. That's actually just about a minute apart between the two, and considering that Jon Snow has enough stone for another castle, it means that Jon Snow should be able to easily contest any or win any trapped wars here. The monks could delay this castle from completing, but Jon Snow keeps the monks close. Oh, that's a nice snipe there, getting the monk trying to secure the relics further behind. Yeah, now we use the conquistadors to slowly but steadily break through the gate as well. Massive stone investment for the Bloodless now. Really needs to get the castle up as well to be able to keep up with the trebuchets of Jon Snow, or rather, I mean, if he should ideally have the castle already, to be honest, then he'll be the first one to get the treb out at the very least. Now preparing for the eventual entry of the enemy armies here. Fortified wall is in as well, which buys the Bloodless some more time to re-wall behind and get this castle up, but if Jon Snow deletes this castle quickly, this game kills this gate quickly enough, that castle might... I guess it's going to complete. With... Okay, there comes Inquisition, that's going to benefit the Spanish monk, notably here. It does give... it simply allows the monks to convert faster, so... That obviously going to benefit Jon Snow here. There are 3 monasteries for Jon Snow now, only 3 for the Burmese player as well. Illumination coming in there, block printing as well, and Theocracy. Their attacks are cheaper for the Burmese as well, so it's easier to get them out. More stone walls going up here, and the Bloodless is in full defense mode now against a Spanish player with 2 castles up. One treb out for each player. Do we have... Yeah, both castles producing trebs for Jon Snow, so Jon Snow will easily take the numbers advantage with the trebs here. The Bloodless still with 13 on stone, so he could drop another castle, I guess, in not too long, but he'll also likely have to commit to repairs here. I have to say this is looking good for Jon Snow. He's the aggressor here. It's 3 villagers difference, but there's wheelbarrow for the Bloodless, so essentially they have the same villager count here. But Jon Snow now also getting Theocracy. They are matched in monk upgrades. I'm assuming neither player has redemption. It's not really too relevant in this mix up here. Castle stays for Jon Snow, which is running somewhat slow on stone as well. I think he's gonna keep it up for a while longer though. He deals with 1 castle as well, which means no more trebuchets for the Bloodless. Bombard's defense might work. Bombard cannons, you mean? Yeah, maybe. But I'm not too sure if even... Yeah, there's the university. Do they have chemistry? Yeah, chemistry is in for the Bloodless. But look at the amount of trebs here. This is looking really rough for the yellow player now. Yes, the second defensive castle is up. But there's 1 trebuchet against 6 now, and Jon Snow is amassing more monks as well. Finally getting that speed increase for the monks as well, the fervor, but block printing and illumination is important. Here's the siege workshop of the Bloodless. Oh, the chemistry is... I mean, chemistry is the first tech the arena players get in Imperial Age, no matter what. Because Yeah. You'll need it. And it's not guaranteed that Bombard Cannon defense works either for John Lawless, because Jon Snow has block printing and he could easily get redemption if he doesn't have it already, and then he could convert the Bombard Cannons from distance as well. See, there's the first Bombard Cannon out. I think the Conquistadors alone are dealing with that. They're fine if they get close enough as well, of course. Now sniping monks with the trebuchets, that's a cheeky move. Oh. All 6 trebs still alive. Jon Snow with Atonement gets to convert enemy monks as well. They are converting into others monks here, but Jon Snow definitely the aggressor here. And this time around the monks and trebs is going to work out for him, I think. So fortified vault still going up, but obviously no eco advantage for the Bloodless here. Not much to do if the aggression enters his base either. It's just a matter of time now before Jon Snow breaks through. He's even sniping. Oh, he found an opening, and the Conquistadors are in, and this has to be GG. Come on. The 31 military to 1 here for Jon Snow. He didn't get any particular amount of villagers yet, but he has the trebuchets to take everything out here. It's a 1-1. Let's have a look at the stats and go for the next one. There we go. Pretty similar uptimes with everything here. Jon Snow with a slightly higher population of villagers going up, but that's probably because of the eventual cast drop as well. Let's go back to the draft and tick off Spanish as the winners against Burmese here. I'll be right back with the next game. Just going to grab another thing to drink. Alright, we have more sims to go here. All 6 civilizations will be played if this goes to 7 games, but let's see what the third map generation and everything will look like. Portuguese Lithuanians. Okay, so again, there's going to be monks, obviously, and now relics contest is especially important for the Lithuanians as well. Oh, similar to the previous map, but even smaller. I mean, they're just shrinking the middle play area even more. They're not booming in what is what invites for a boom here. There's again the 3 golds inside of the base as well. So when the distance between the walls is this small, I guess it increases the chance of your 4-tile gold spawning in the back as well. So, but yeah, you could boom, but Jon Snow, an aggressive player, which is rewarding on Arena if you do it properly, as we saw the previous game. He is probably not going to allow the opponent to boom should it come to that. Portuguese is not the typical booming civ either. They could have strong potential in the late game with Victorias, as they don't really need villagers to bring in resources. If you can pop up 4 or 5 Victorias, you could easily use the rest of your population space to make strong gunpowder like armies or monks or whatever, with the gold discount on the Portuguese units, and you'll also be generating all of the resources from the Victorias, so you could make more castles, more bombard towers. You could wall the entire map with bombard towers if you really wanted to. Not too sure what to expect here, of course. Well, I think it's going to be a map contest. The relics especially important for the Lithuanians if you want to play the cavalry at some point. And the 3 other relics spawning. This is a pair relic spawn. This one has to be said to be. It's slightly close to yellow maybe, but it's close enough. Not to matter in the grand scheme of things. Alright, 15 bolt stones in the back for both players, I'd say. It's usually not... I mean, it could be unfortunate if it's forward on the window, but so far we've had safe stones for both players. That's, in both games, resulted in castles defensively or offensively fairly early on. Lithuanians monasteries, they work faster, so that's probably why Jon Snow has picked them for the monks here. They also start with that 150 food, which makes it a lot easier to go up quickly through the ages, of course. And though I can't really say I've seen that turn into Lithuanians playing fast imp more often as compared to Byzantines or Turks doing it more frequently. A slight fast forward here as we are anticipating the Castle Age aggression. The actual Arena Classic final might be happening next week, by the way. I don't have a date yet. We'll need the players to settle that, but you'll look out in my Discord on AOE Zone, and I'll probably announce it in other Discords as well. Okay, a scout running. Who gets the RNG luck this time? The Lawless is going up. That feudalation isn't really going to help him here. He seems confident to take it from Portugal, por favor. I don't know what that means. ¿Por qué? Y tú, bloodless. Dios mío. I don't know whether writing in Spanish to each other or Portuguese. Maybe it's because of the Portuguese civ. And once again, Bloodless has the Scouts RNG on point here, winning the Scouts battle. And leaves Jon Snow without scouting into the air. So now the Bloodless could do sneaky things here, and there's not much Jon Snow can do about it. It's 24 pop up here, but everything seems on point for the Bloodless regardless. Heavy gold investment here. Could be the monks yet again here for the yellow player. Heavy on the striker trees as well, though. I'm not sure what's the purpose of that. Okay, there here comes a castle as well, of course. Stone for a castle. So I suppose it could also be an Organ Guns play here, which would force Jon Snow into an early redemption to hold it off. It's going up significantly later as well. It's 28 villagers for Jon Snow compared to the Bloodless's 25. Only 2 on stone for the Bloodless, so that castle is a long-term idea here. Sending 1 villager. No, she's not going forward. Wood count should allow. I mean, this honestly, this could be a boom. He might even have sold stone for cast stage here. Did he? 3 monasteries for the Portuguese against Lithuanians that have as their working monasteries. That's fascinating to me. But Jon Snow plays the map control here with the scouts. He wants to claim the relics, obviously, but he's not in the cast stage yet. He does not have access to light cav or monks yet to take the fight, but he's going to be able to catch up with the 20% faster working monasteries, I think. First monastery going up for the green player here. But significant lead for the Bloodless here. All 3 monasteries working here. One of them getting Sanctity for the monks to endure attacks more efficiently. That relic is going to be brought home, of course. That's just too close to home base to miss for the Bloodless. But there aren't any spearmen out here for the Bloodless to keep Jon Snow's scouts away. There's 4 scouts out for the Lithuanian player now. Good. The action by the Bloodless there to pull the monk inside of the walls, and cleverly tries to perform a conversion on one of Jon Snow's scout cav here. About to be light cav. Nope, that should be big losses for the Bloodless. Here he has more monks in the back as well, but light cav, they have massive bonus damage against monks. They have 10 bonus damage, so they should be dealing easily with the green monks here. Did manage to get 1 or 2, is that 2 light cav? Okay, so 2 conversions in for the Bloodless, not too bad. While Jon Snow produces more quickly for the monastery, the Portuguese monks are 20% cheaper, or 15% cheaper, whatever that rate is. So the loss of monks is less of a concern for the Bloodless as well. It just doesn't really worry too much about the small numbers of light cav here for Jon Snow. It's just rely on conversions, and we'll be getting quite a few light cav for free here. Oh, that's a quick conversion. I guess it was charging up on another unit there. Their trading isn't the stats should be somewhat similar here, shouldn't it? No, it's 4-1 for the Bloodless actually. They did also lose some monks along the way, so I wouldn't really say that it's great value. Army numbers in favor of the Bloodless here. That's mainly the monks making the difference. Jon Snow now with double stable scouts, or light cav here I should say, and is not being able to snag any relics though, because the Bloodless has been picking up several of them. That's going to be 1 for Jon Snow at least. That's not going to be contested. And this other one here is pretty close to home base as well, so that should be 2 relics for Jon Snow. Wait, arguably with the Bloodless with better map presence here. Look at the stone count as well. He's going to be able to drop a castle, whereas Jon Snow is not anywhere near the next stage yet. He's actually booming here behind all of this, and if he's able to get away with the boom for long enough, then he's going to earn an advantage for that, of course. Here comes the semi-forward castle. It's a good position now. Again, it covers 2 golds here in the middle. And it's full on Monk's madness in the middle here with the Bloodless showing off the Monk's micro here, hoping to get some conversions in on Jon Snow's light cav. But Jon Snow doesn't lose too many there. He's going to lose his own light cav to the light cav of the Bloodless. Keep in mind though, the Bloodless doesn't have a stable at all. All of his light cav, the 8 light cav, are in fact converted units. 9 conversions for the yellow player. That castle is going to complete, and once the food count is on point for the Bloodless, that's going to be the Imperial Age click for the Portuguese. I'm talking about Imperial Age Tribes here, but some organ guns are coming in here as well. Jon Snow should probably react by getting Redemption here once he can afford it, because that's basically the most efficient defense against organ guns. They're considered a siege weapon, or they are a siege weapon, so you'll need Redemption for your monks to convert them, just like the Hussite wagons of the Bohemians as well. This army, though, it's 8 light cab that shouldn't be Jon Slow's light cab in the first place, and Jon Slow actually not able to get that relic. The light cab are in, which will, if the Bloodless wishes, it could reveal the fact that, well, actually I guess he knows now that Jon Slow has more than one TC up, because this is not where your starting TC would be. Could use this light cab to be really annoying, and it also makes it a lot harder for Jon Slow to defend with monks from home base. He really wants this relic. He's the Lithuanians after all, but Bloodless is doing great work at denying them, and now Imperial Legion is on the way as well. Using the light cab from the inside to break through, that's fascinating. Jon Slow patiently massing up the light cab again. Now he's going into skirmishers. That's mainly just a trash option that keeps the army flow rolling, and it's not going to give the opponent anything through conversions, right? So that's why he's making the trash here to conserve gold for an eventual transition to the next age as well, I guess. But if the Bloodless gets through here, it now has 1 minute to go for the Imperial Age. There's going to be Trebs on the field, and Jon Slow might just have to GG because he doesn't have any response to the Trebs other than getting real lucky with Redemption Monks somehow. But the army situation here is full on trash for Jon Slow. Yes, Neil is not going to lose too much losing units to conversions here, but he still needs to outlast a much stronger army value here. Yes, if you mass enough skirmishers, they'll do okay against any unit as well. Here comes block printing. That's going to give the monks +3 range. Makes it a lot more awkward for the light cab to reach the monks to get conversions in as well. Is Theocracy in as well? Not yet for the Portuguese. Actually, I don't know if the Portuguese get it, but they have a pretty broad monks tech tree. Light cab trying to dive in to get the organ guns here, but there's 5 of those. Theocracy coming in, that means that the monks will not need to... If you convert with a group of monks, only one needs to recharge. It's a huge upgrade to get for mass conversions in the monks. 2-1 for the Bloodless. Let's have a look at the statistics here. I think you have to say it comes down to Great Monk Micro here. 15-1 for the Bloodless. Gold income massively higher for the Portuguese. It's mainly gold usage for the units. The monks cost gold and the organ guns as well. And then just converting the trash units of Jon Slow again with the 15-1 conversions here. Huge drop in military in the end there. 1407 Castle Age, pretty nice. That's probably something Jon Slow saw right through as well with that fast uptime. It has to be the monks. That's why he made the second stable for light cab fairly early on. Didn't actually lose any villagers to Jon Snow, but he was in no position to keep up with the army pressure here. Also stuck in the castle age for a while longer. So that's a 2-1 bloodless. Let's tap out the Lithuanians losing to the Portuguese here. Which still leaves Jon Snow with the strong Aztecs here to play Saracens. More strong monk civs here. Mongols probably going to be something else like super fast castle into boom or cast drops. So as the civilization numbers increase, the likelihood of monks play is also decreasing. Fourth game, let's go. Speaking of Aztecs, here it comes. We have another close spawn here, so that's playing right into Jon Snow's Aztecs' hands here with the monks. The stone, not nearly as safe as the previous games here, and arguably safer for the bloodless, but pretty much forward for Jon Snow here. I don't think he's going to get any castle in his face here to deny that, but it's still awkward when you find yourself in a position being pushed. So Ethiopians, why Ethiopians? They get plus 100 food and 100 gold as they approach the next age, which means that since we don't usually get loom in the Dark Age on the arena, the Ethiopians can easily just go right to the Castle Age without mining gold at all. You could delay your gold mining and hence comfortably full up a 23 plus 2 path castle with no problems with Ethiopians without it having an impact on your units production of choice. Little poke there of the Eagle Scout. There's no use for the Bloodless to take the fight at all in the Dark Age because the Eagle Scout simply has more HP and 1 bar attack. So that's a fight you can't win with the Scout Cap. Does he actually know? Yeah, it's found them. Chooses to keep the Eagle Scout out in the field, hoping to get it killed, maybe? Like, finally win the Scouts War for Jon Snow. He shouldn't be able to lose against a Dark Age Scout, of course. But then again, the Bloodless is being careful here. Has found all the pigs and now starting to push in the hunt as well. Something that Jon Snow hasn't quite done yet. Looks like he wants to go for the boars first here. But now he's also moving back home to collect that extra hunt. A little bit of food decay here, probably not a big deal. There's 3 villagers eating that pig, so we're looking at maybe 20 food decay or so. Hey, Didi, welcome! Casting an arena tournament here, Arena Classic, and also probably one of your favorite maps looking at you playing ranked team games, huh? I'm doing alright, thank you. Staying inside with AOE in the evening, even though there's nice weather outside, huh? So this is the bronze final of one of my ongoing tournaments, called Arena Classic. It's Vintage Arena, so it's different from the DE script. The walls have been buffed, so you won't easily die to tower rushes. Ah, you're gonna start streaming as well. Nice. Soon. Maybe I'll join one of your crazy maps again later. And it's, yeah, Vintage Arena, the walls could spawn as close as 6 or 8 piles or something, I think, so it could really be cramped sometimes. And sometimes you have the backspace like this, sometimes you don't. It's different each game. And even the boars and the deer and pigs could spawn outside, which makes for some interesting games. Haven't had a lot of boar lanes. I think the probability of that happening is low, but it has happened. So, spices up the early game a little bit from what the arena clowns are used to. These very high level players obviously have their build orders down. There's not much idle easy time to talk about here. I would expect the Ethiopians to go up maybe one villager lower than Jon Snow's Aztecs here, just because they don't need that extra gold. He's not mining gold, as you can see. You know, RMQ, yeah, he played this as well, I think. Now I actually have to double check here. But I think he was in it as well. So I know RMQ in a name from this community, at least. Yeah, RMQ made it to the round of 8, in fact, so the quarterfinals he was playing. Oh, that's nice. Ah, he's also from Lithuania. I didn't know that, actually. I guess my only relation from with Lithuania is that my teacher, when I was studying music performance at the Royal Academy or the Academy of Music in Oslo, my teacher or the professor is from Lithuania. So he's settled down in Norway. So far I've only met nice people from Lithuania. I can say that much, yeah. Is he actually going to go for another mining camp here? We didn't know. That has to be a misclick or something, or just a means to use the resources here. Castle Age on the way for the Bloodless, getting that extra food and gold, going to the next stage, and now the archery range producing some archers as well. Going to be using archers for map control this time around, I guess, and that makes it a whole lot easier to snipe monks at a distance, actually. You won't quite match the monks, or will you? You'll have the same range with crossbows. No, crossbow bodkin. That's... yeah, they'll match the monk's range, I think. Or is it just 7 range? I keep forgetting. Anyway, it's easier to snipe monks at the distance with the archers, rather than having to run up close with the light cap that admittedly have conversion resistance and bonus damage against monks. Well, there's not much doubt about what Jon Snow is planning here. He's with 3 on stone, he's with heaps of villagers on gold. He is going to make monks, and then he's going to drop a castle. And as we've seen before, he's going to push with monks and trebs forward. That's going to be strong with the Aztecs, though, because the Aztecs get plus 5 hit points per monk technology, monastery technology researched. No, actually a fight where the scout can't, but no, the eagle... Yeah, wait, I guess the eagle wins this one. It's 7 attack to the 5 of the scout. The crossbows are out though, nevertheless assuming some map control here. It's a pretty small map, so that actually favors the archer's crossbow play here as well. 3 monsters for Jon Snow, so he should be able to get conversions in on the crossbows, especially as he gets the technologies in for more hit points on the bonks. Triple monster, probably no surprise to the Bloodlust there, even though he only sees one of them. And it's going to be vital for the Bloodlust to collect most, if not all, of the relics here, otherwise the Aztecs player is going to get plus 33% gold from all of the relics as well, and have a very nice extra gold trickle for their armies. Which is going to be exclusively monks for the time being for Jon Snow. Jon Snow could also make eagles here to pick up some or snipe some of the Bloodlust monks, because eagles also have a bit of conversion resistance, and they obviously have the speed to catch up with monks even more so than the light cab do. Or not even more so, but comparable to what the light cab do. They have move at a decent speed. It's all 110 to 155, yes, but yeah, a bit higher attack as well to easily take out the monks. Okay, 0 on DD. Thanks for stopping by. That's about to become 2 relics for the Bloodless here. Not bad at all. Botkin actually not quite in yet. That's unfortunate for the Bloodless here, but he gets close enough to be able to take out some of the monks, I think. There we go, trying to get the snipe there. It's 55 HP on the Aztec monk, getting tanky already, and the lovely addition of a scorpion here as well. That's one that the crossbows can't easily take out, even with the faster firing rate of the Ethiopians. Good micro here for the Bloodless though, admittedly getting value against the Aztec monks here, diminishing, limiting Jon Snow's numbers. He is going to drop a castle, which is, I was going to say, might go here, but he's just going bonkers with the forward castles today. Jon Snow is oh, well, it's not a castle yet, that's just an outpost. Still think he would be fine dropping the castle over here. He's got the tanky monks anyway. He has the Scorpion for tiny bit of defense against the crossbows as well. Not near any critical mass here for the Bloodlust, but I guess the general idea was just to assume the map control as well. So where is that castle going to go for Jon Snow? He's got the Aztecs outpost going up outside the Ethiopian base here. It's just easing a reaction from the Bloodlust here now. Don't know what he's up to other than trying to get some idea of what's going on here. The monk numbers not... Yeah, he's got 1 relic. He's about to get a second one as well. That's being secured. So that's 2 relics still. Plus 33% gold for the Aztecs, which means that the gold turnout for the relics should be comparable. And he goes for the right in your pace castle here. Jon Snow is confident with the Aztecs here. That's some proper forward play right there. Technically, it only reaches the monastery though. Does he want to try and snag the relics? That's it. A couple of more scorpions joining in here. The monks now with 60 HP as well. So they have fervor and sanctity. That's probably the most important ones to get in the early Castle Age. Since the resources are closing in on that Imperial Age transition as well, but the Bloodless is fully expecting this. He's using the market a bit... No, wait, did he? Maybe not. But it's, yeah, he's going Imperial Age ahead of Jon Snow here by good margins, in fact, and he's going to get his own castle up in due time to start trebbing down the forward castle of Jon Snow over here. Lion Bonks and counting some Scorpions as well. I'm saying that the Bloodless is reaching the Imperial Age well ahead here, but how is he going to get the cast lap now with Jon Snow knocking at the door here, is breaking the walls, he's going to get in, he might even be... I was going to say he might even be able to snag the relics here, but Jon Snow is ahead of... no, the Bloodless is ahead of Jon Snow here, already moving the relics further back, so that's not going to be easily obtainable for the Aztecs. Let's have a look at the Monk's text again. Redemption now coming in, which means that Jon Snow can convert all buildings except monasteries, castles, town centers. I don't know if there are a lot more. Victorias probably. Doesn't apply here, but just to mention some structures that are inconvertible, unconvertible. Here comes the defensive castle. Jon Snow sees it with the monk line of sight here. Could be really annoying here, and it's essentially most of the economy, most of the builders of the Bloodless here going into this castle. Lead Scorpions, if the micro is on point for Jon Snow here, though that castle could be significantly delayed. And as we approach the Imperial Ages, the Bloodless is barely even able to afford a trebuchet here, so Jon Snow still in a decent spot here, but he is going to be slightly behind in the trebuchet production. So all things considered, the Bloodless has taken minimal losses here. He's lost 2 villagers. That's incredible, given the castle being forced up with so many villagers there that he didn't lose more than 2 in the overall situation. There's some Jaguar warriors from Jon Snow here. I'm not sure what purpose these guys serve here. Could be in case of a ram push or anything going against this castle here. Is now queuing the trebuchet is going to be into 1 versus 1 here. Economy seems pretty tight for both of them. There's Jon Snow is staying 1 TC, should make it easier to mass or outmass the Bloodless here, but it's also lower in economy, so if the Bloodless successfully defends here, he's going to be in a nice spot after all. Jon Snow actually needs to buy stone now to keep that castle up. I think he is mining with 6 villagers on stone, but he's... yeah, there we go, he bought some stone to keep it up. There's 3 trebuchets now for the Bloodless. Assuming that chemistry is in as well, he could add bombard cannons at any point if he pops up a siege workshop. There goes the forward castle of Jon Snow, and suddenly his forward push is looking properly bad here. He doesn't have the defense to move back to anymore, and is going to be desperate to keep his trebuchets alive here. Is asking so many villagers to repair them, but he's also outnumbered. It's going to be 4 trebuchets for the Bloodless, who is defending incredibly well here now with this small walls to the side here. Castle at a great spot to protect all of the economy while still being able to push with trebs. And while Jon Snow keeps the trebs alive here, the Bloodless is never going to let that castle go. He's committing heavily to the repairs here, but he also has 20 more villagers to spare, so while this looks like a huge commitment, it's actually just... he has the rest of the economy working. 1 treb could go down there. Great repair micro, but Jon Snow needs this castle down, otherwise he can't keep pushing. He does not have stone to make another castle of his own either, so if he loses the trebs here, he's in big trouble. Aztec skirms are pretty good if you ever need some crash. Yeah, that would involve quite a few upgrades though, and also the unique technology isn't really an option here anymore. GG is called, Jon Snow losing the forward castle, the Bloodless taking a 3rd game here of Der Kaiser, or whatever they call him in the community. Or Jon Snow, or Der Kaiser, he seems to have several names here. Obviously, they've been up against each other many times, so it's You just know what to expect, and if you know what to expect, you also know how to react and defend. Very strong arena civ here with the Aztecs, one of the strongest ones for Jon Snow, at least personally, playing style-wise, and yet he fails to bring the game home. On this level, falling back and booming is not really an option. Oh, it's not. Especially not with 4 trebuchets out like that for the Bloodless. He would demolish Jon Snow's base before Jon Snow would be able to get a... Oh no, he didn't. There we go, Ethiopian's one. He wouldn't be able to get a significant economy running. When will it finally be played? I don't know yet. It's going to be played next week, I hope. Modri was away for holidays this week, that's why they couldn't play this week. And I've been a little bit unavailable as well. Next week, I would say. I'm hoping Monday or Tuesday, because then I'll be at home to cast. Otherwise, in the end of the week, like 33rd, 34th, yeah. I'll make sure to put it on the AOE zone and other places. Alright, on to game number 5, the Bloodless match point, possibly. Let's have a look at the Italians versus Saracens. Could we see a good old school smush happening here for the Jon Snow? Remains to be seen. Yeah, so this looks more like the DE arena we're used to here. Pretty broad playing field in the middle here, a little bit tighter to the side, so still that cramped area potential for the same kind of monk style pushes we've been seeing so far. Jon Snow with the Saracens, he could abuse the market to the end of days if need be, so he'll always have gold access better than his opponent, even when or if the golds run out across the map, but let's see how much he actually uses it. So you'll actually often see the Saracens player going to stone instead of gold on the arena, because if you stone mines a little bit faster, and since you have the good selling rates at the market anyway, you'll make a good gold return from selling 100 stone and be able to afford the castle age that way. No resources spawning outside this time around. Pigs, boars and deer could spawn outside. Neutral berry bush, probably not going to see any any collection of that one, but you never know. Could see players TCing that if they're really starving for food. And yeah, that's Bloodless now with the Italians here. 15% discount to go to the next stage. So that's certainly going to benefit the Italians when approaching the next age. Makes a fast imp monk's treb push possible as well. There are some like obvious castle spots in the middle here, but you need to get there, of course. We'll see as they move on here what their approach for the next few ages will be. Wonder if we'll see another scouts run in like the previous games, and if the Bloodless will take it yet again. He's found the location of Jon Snow, realizing that they're fairly close. Like 5 villagers and berries for a while there, but it's just a second lumber camp. So 2 lumber camps for the Bloodless, probably 1 for Jon Snow. And being the Saracens, he could easily transition resources if need be. Are we gonna see it? Oh, I think will we have a scout fight? Maybe not. Maybe yes. Nope. Bloodlust finds his way back in and moves on to push more hunt at home base here. So they're both confirming the fairly close distance on this side now. That's going to affect their choices later on. 2 to go now for Jon Snow, so not on stone as mentioned earlier. It's going up at 24 pop though, which to me would indicate that... Or wait, it's 25 actually. 26, 20, no, never mind. He just queued the feudalation. I thought he was going to click it, but he's going up at 27 pop here. 3 farms seeded and 3 on stone as well. Are we going to see the 3 monasteries again here from Jon Snow? Remains to be seen. He's being beat significantly to the feudal age by the Bloodlust though, and having that Italian's bonus, the Bloodlust should easily be able to go to the Castle age here at 26 villagers as well. Here comes the market blacksmith, and we'll soon see the same thing happening for Jon Snow, who happens to save a little bit of wood, since the market costs 100 wood less as well. It's going to be a 50-second head start with Castle Age for the Bloodlust though. Could be very significant here, is preemptively walling to keep the back economy nice and safe here. Has that beautiful big gold, back gold, quite close to the TC as well. And Jon Snow is going to be able to afford a castle shortly after reaching the next age, by the looks of it. Alright, let's have a look here. Couple of monsters for the Bloodlust, really wants those relics again, understandably so. It's a steady gold trickle for the... as the game moves on. We're obviously going to see multiple monasteries monks for Jon Snow as well. Wait, is he moving out to 3 villagers for a... The castle is going here, right? Yeah, that's 3 monasteries. So it's 3 monasteries to 2 actually. Which gives Jon Snow the upper hand here. Very open tech tree in the monastery for both of the civilizations here. Saracens may be slightly better. While at home base, the Bloodlust is dropping a second TC here, so 2 TC, 2 monasteries. Is also getting the better engagement with the scout here as well, so Jon Snow will either lose the scout or lose it to conversion over here. Yeah, he needs to get away. Atonement kicking in immediately as he knows there will be opponent monks out as well. He's already seen them. First relic to be collected over here. No. Oh, he gets the conversion! Bloodlust now effectively 2 scouts. Jon Snow 0. The relic to pick up by the Bloodlust there is going to get at least 3 of them, maybe 4. Looks like his monks are... Wait, they both have... fervor increased here. He's chasing. He's gonna get the scout. He's gonna get a monk there. The scouts are gonna get this one. And 2 relics, 3 relics, 4 relics for the Bloodlust maybe. Nah, this one is Jon Snow's. He's not gonna let go of that one. But it's also going to be the only relic he gets here. Not that the Saracens are dependent upon the relic gold, but it's always nice to have. Look at this gold investment though. The market is going to be used to the... yeah. Big time here, but also it's already getting expensive for the Bloodless to buy resources here. He's now dropping to university, maybe prepping that Imperial Age transition. He's been... he didn't sell his stone, he's transitioned it into TCs. We'll see how it works out to go booming against Jon Snow here, but it's also 3-1 for the Bloodless, so he even if he loses this game, he's still in a good position to close out this best of 7 here. Once again, the forward outpost, it's just your best means to get some idea of what's going on behind the walls here. You drop some outposts, you could use the monks' line of sight as well. They're a pretty broad line of sight. Seeing the university is already a giveaway here. It could be an indication that you're going preparing that Imperial Age transition, right? And look at the resources here, it's getting quite close even. But here comes the forward castle. Is there anything the Bloodless can do to stop that? I think so, because he has monks with atonement as well. Hold on, it doesn't have atonement. Maybe Italians don't get it. What would I know? Let me check Italians real quick here. If yeah, they do get atonement. They just don't get heresy. That's it. Forward seat workshop for Jon Snow. Looks like he bailed on the forward castle after all. A little bit too confident maybe. And oh, here it comes again. And just now he gets Loom for the forward builders. It's only 3 builders building a forward castle as well. That's disrespectful if I've ever seen any. Let's have a look at the monks here. It's 11 monks for Jon Snow. It is now 12 monks for Jon Snow because he gets a conversion limit atonement here. Whereas the Bloodless has 5 monks, is absolutely outnumbered here. And this castle, even if it's only 3 builders building it, it is going to complete eventually here. As Jon Snow gets the conversions in, they're both going Imperial Age. Bloodless is not mining stone at all, so he'll have to rely on, for example, bombard cannons to deal with the forward castle here. But we've seen the Bloodless defend very nicely throughout the series here, so I wouldn't be too surprised if he's able to pull off defense here. So the stone really exposed though, and I think Jon Snow knows that this is the main stone. The secondary stone is... wait, where is that actually? Where's the second stone? Ah, it's here! That's why Jon Snow wants the castle here. That's why Jon Snow is here. Yeah, he might target the university, that's right. And if Redemption is in, Jon Snow could even convert the university, I guess, but... I don't think he's gonna get the university in time. It's like 5 damage per shot for the castle here. But Jon Snow is making it to the Imperial Age as well. There's no castle here for the Bloodless, so the Bloodless can not contest trebuchets with trebuchets of his own. However, he has the siege workshop in the back and is going to complete chemistry so he can pop out some bombard cannons. But Jon Snow will have block-breathing monks and a forward castle to protect them. So the 12 ranged monks, they will match the Italians' bomber cannons, because Italians don't get siege engineers giving that 1 extra range either. So so even bomber cannon defense is a bit awkward here for the Bloodless, who has a very healthy economy running here. With the 3 TC boom. So the first trap is out, the second one is popping out as well, the bombard cannon is out as well, but block printing monks would have a say in that. Bloodless might need to pull away. He gets the conversion! Oh man! That was a quick conversion. That was like 3 seconds. That's ridiculous monk RNG right there. And it's just these small things that already gives Jon Snow an immense advantage here, because bomber cannons, they are effectively the most expensive units in the game. And you're handing one of those to your opponent through these conversions. I think we're looking at 3-2 here. Bloodless trying for the defensive boom here, but that's hard to pull off against an aggressive player like Jon Snow here, who obviously enjoys the monks and Saracens like this as well. We're running out of good monk sibs for the next upcoming plays though, and yeah, look at that, now he's going to get 2 relics as well. So Jon Snow now with 3 relics, thank you very much. Redemption coming in for the Bloodless as well. He'll try to reclaim his bombard cannons, maybe even get close enough to get some traps, however unlikely. But Jon Snow is just, he's getting all of the monks as he goes. Conduct the arrow being added by the Bloodless now, a powerful melee unit comparable to that of a champion. They're still weak to conversions, right? But I guess it's less of a concern losing a couple of Conduct the arrow to conversions here, if they allow you to snipe trebuchets. That's no more town centers for the Bloodless here now. He's lost all the economy. He's panic replacing a build here to make sure that some economy is working here. But this pressure, you don't stop that. This is going to a 3-2 for sure. This is Jon Snow's game. I don't see how the Bloodless could endure this with the resources and production capabilities at hand here. He's losing production buildings in a rapid manner here. He's going to lose his lab monsters as well. Will not be able to make monks to convert enemy monks here. And also with an 18 to 5 military advantage is really just going to close this out. Even adding a Mamluk here, making use of that forward castle. Nice. Look at the villagers chasing the monk. Not succeeding, unfortunately. That's 4 relics for Jon Snow. I don't even know where the last one is here. Yeah, it's in this monastery. Monastery. Bloodless still keeps going on here. No gold, no stone. I mean, a little bit of gold since the monster is producing it. The market rates are decent, I guess. But another bomber cannon dies to conversion as well, and the Bloodless now being left with barely any military here. If you trap down the market next, then the Bloodless can't make use of the market to change resources either. That's a 3-2 now. Yeah, if I lit 20 condos, still the condos would fall quickly to conversion. And oh, I didn't catch that, but Jon Snow actually got heresy as well. So if you convert units as the Bloodless, you will not be getting any units back. So it's an expensive but very worthwhile economy technology to get with the monks. Better eco, unsurprisingly, for the Bloodless, but doesn't help when you're up against a strong Imperial Age monks trebs push that actually works out like this. Back to the draft, let's see what's left here. We had the Saracens winning against the Italians. We're left with Mongols versus Khmer. Khmer, better monk civilization than the Mongols by far, and also have an easier time going for a real quick castle age. Would love to see some shenanigans with the super fast castle scorpions or something, but probably not in a potential 3-3 or match point game here, match win game here for the Bloodless. So yeah, that's our last remaining Sibs, and then there's a potential Korean's Mirror to end it there. But now let's pull up game 6. Pretty standard spawn here, some backspace, not a lot. You'll always have a 3-tile extra gold on mid arena, by the way, that's just the way the map is designed. The bonus with the Khmer here does not require any buildings to go up. These are the 2 buildings required to go to the next stage, so these will turn bright blue sort of when Jon Snow constructs the buildings needed. No Bohemians in draft. They have been banned, obviously. Bohemians, Malay, Poles, Burgundians banned, Teutons, Britons, Gujaras, Hindustanis banned. Lots of strong arena civilizations banned here. I wanted a lot of bans because I want to see more civilizations played, and not only the strongest monk civilization or strongest, yeah, you know. So that's why. Now let's see what we have next here. We have both back golds for the convert here. Stone semi-forward maybe makes the placing castle slightly more awkward, but that's one for later. Actually, they both have the stones in like a semi-forward position here. Main gold for Jon Snow though, but he's not going to be playing in the extensive monks here with the Mongols. Mongols barely have any monastery technologies to my knowledge, so they're really not. That's just not the play. It's rather going to be a super fast castle for the Mongols, I'd say. Actually, Mongols get heresy, so if you're up against monks, you have that option at least. But and atonement. Okay, it's not horrible, but they still don't get redemption, which is huge, and they don't get block printing, which is even more huge in the next age. Oh, the deer, the deer are spawning outside, so now they're going to try and lame each other here. Jon Snow going to push one of the Bloodless's deer over to his own base, but the Bloodless could easily take one of Jon Snow's deer back to his home base as well with the same approach. So we'll see if he succeeds here. A little bit of a cheeky, lame attempt here by Jon Snow. Yeah, I think he succeeded. That's 140 extra food for Jon Snow to enjoy. And that's huge against Khmer as well, which makes it slightly harder for the Khmer to pull off their super fast app times here. Usually Mongols, I mean, you could go up at probably, let's say 24 pop with Mongols because you collect hunt faster. Actually, it's huge for Jon Snow to steal one deer in that regard as well. But the Khmer will almost be able to match that and stop what plans Jon Snow might have here with the Mongols. Could be a super early Castle Age castle drop forward with Mangudai or something. Depends. Didn't even bother scouting the back of his base, but what's the hurry? He's got super fast food from the hunt anyway. Yeah, I guess the Bloodless is going to let Jon Snow get away with stealing the deer. No, he's going to move out and take it now. It would be hilarious if he finds this one in time to take it. I think he's realized he's been had one deer stolen and now he's going to reclaim it. He's gonna take it. At least you could obstruct the Evildoer, but yeah, Jon Snow's scout is actually weaker, so if this turns into a scout fight, that's going to be Jon Snow's loss yet again. Let's see what he sees here. Does he see? That could just be natural movement from the deer. Who also Jon Snow suggests a castle drop. He's not going for the 24 pop that I talked about. He's going for 26 villagers, whereas the Bloodless is going up to 25. Does save some wood because he doesn't need any buildings to go up. He has 2 on gold. Will be going straight for the castle age as well. And seeding one of those beautiful Khmer farms over here. That's peak efficiency right there, just seed your farms as need be, because Khmer don't need any drop-off points to drop off their food from the farms. Golden Age pops in for all this, and he's going to beat Jon Snow handily to the next age. He's queuing... Didn't queue any additional villagers, in fact. That's the 25 villagers up. Where's like the complete opposite to Poles when it comes to farms? Not really, because both Polvark economy and Khmer farming economy is really exposed. Except for Khmer, you could hide your villagers in houses next to your farms, of course, but one of the issues with the Poles Polvark economy is that the farms are very exposed due to the way you have to place them with the Folwarks, right? So with Khmer, it could be a bit of the same. If you see your panic farms late game, they're very easily raidable. Expertly dodging the scouts fight there for Jon Snow, seeding a couple of houses as well to keep the... Yeah, just forming a preemptive wall here against whatever. Oh, that's what you mean, the way you build them. That's true, actually. Can't say I paid too much attention to that when playing as the Poles, though. Jon Snow significantly slower to the castle age here. What's that castle going to give him? He's going to make Mangudai against the Khmer then, I'll presume. And of course, if you get to mass Mangudai and Drill Siege, there's no stopping that for most civilizations, but that's way far away here. So probably going to see a defensive castle and a at least 1 extra TC, maybe 2 additional TCs for the Mongols here. Not sure what he's up to here, and the Bloodless goes straight into a second thesis as well, albeit with only 1 villager building it. Are they both just going to boom here? I mean, there's a tiny bit of space, and the middle area is decent as well. Monstry, of course, is up for the Bloodless to start contesting the relics, as has been the case every game. And here comes the defensive castle, easily spottable for the Bloodless as well, but that's probably no surprise, playing as the Mongols, that they will want to make their unique unit. Oh, here we go. One monk down for the Bloodless. Not going to get any easy first relic here. Jon Snow still low with HP here. It is pulling back towards his defensive castle, so he might change things up a bit here. Good reaction by the Bloodless there to avoid that fight. First Mangudai is out as well, and another one in the queue for Jon Snow here. Mangudai should probably snipe monks fairly easily as long as they don't get converted, that is. But then there's the starting scout to meddle into that as well. Losing the starting scout to conversion there, maybe not a huge surprise there. As the Mangudai dive in, they might die to conversion over here, or lost to conversion. Balkan arrow is still in the end, so that's one down for Jon Snow. Unfortunate conversion lost there. Not too sure how this Mangudai idea is playing out here. Even has to use the castle to take out the wolves. That's funny. So the issue here is the one that should really be booming here, I think, is Jon Snow. He should be booming to get to the Imperial Age at a strong economy with the Mongols here, and get the Mangudai to where they're really threatening with their fast firing rate and drill siege to accompany them and everything. And they're, as you can see here, they're fairly easily converted by the Bloodless monks here. If Jon Snow isn't careful here, he doesn't have a stable either, so he can't really get Bloodlines or Husbandry being the most important one for the Mangudai here. Now with Balkan, he snipes monks more easily though, and might just get away with a decent turnout here after all. Just keeps the walls wide open, but there's a castle protecting this one, so not a big deal. Probably just to facilitate pathfinding. One relic for Jon Snow, no relics for the Bloodless, who keeps losing units to Mangudai here. He does get did get 4 conversions, but Jon Snow has made quick work of the monks as well, and he keeps racing towards the gate just to peek about, but he would really benefit from husbandry for the Mangudai as well to boost the movement speed to outrun the monks more efficiently. I mean, the Mangudai number is increasing here, so maybe I spoke too soon about Jon Snow's progress here. He seems to have a more healthy economy as well, even with the Bloodless getting better eco upgrades and having 2 TCs producing here. Yes, definitely has more villagers, but oh, not having ballistics hurts a bit here. Could get a conversion on the scout there, maybe, no. But as the Mangudai masses increases, it's getting a lot easier for Jon Snow to snipe the monks as well. It looks like the Mangudai are doing a great job at establishing the map control there. Missing again! Oh, get ballistics, my man. Get thumbing, get ballistics. Get those upgrades in, that's when the Mangudai really shine. But obviously, you'll need unit numbers, you'll need to claim the relics and then get into the proper upgrades. Scout might finally go down. This is taking some serious micromanagement efforts from Jon Snow here, but there we go. Finally gets the scout, and the Bloodless is left with monks only here. Might try to snag that last one, but looks like Jon Snow is going to collect all of the relics here. That's 3, it's going to be 4, it's going to be 5, and that's going to be a forward castle as well, with the Imperial Age timings somewhat comparable here between the 2 players. Always the outpost first. He really wants that vision. So yeah, downwatch. No, not yet. It's just as if to tell that something is going on here. Yeah, outpost first. More outpost. We want a vision here. Mangudai production has ceased for the time being. And the Bloodless hasn't really been mining stone here. So he will not be able to get a defensive castle up in time to contest a potential Krebs war here. That's a lot of Mangudai going down for Jon Snow though. He lost some to conversion, he's losing even more to the counterattack of the converted unit. Yeah, I remember that the Mangudai have better base accuracy than the Conks. Look at the base accuracy. Lowest here, the Conquistadors have like 65 or something like that, whereas the Mangudai have much better one, and their firing rate is faster as well, so that's why they're seemingly better against monks than conquistadors. Outposts everywhere for Jon Snow. Is he going to get Town Watch first? He's getting Town Watch first at the second he reaches Imperial Age. That's funny. Huge stone investment for the Bloodless now, 8 on stone, but it's still going to take a while until he'll be able to afford a defensive castle. Loom comes in, Arbalest comes in, which is, I think, a decent response to the small numbers of Mangudai. You'll outrange them at least. Even though it hurts not having Thumbring, which is the case for the Khmer. First Trebuchet in queue here. Is Jon Snow going for the reverse sweep here? He's now aiming for a 3-3 score here, and we might be seeing a Koreans war after all, as the last game. There we go, 5 relics for Jon Snow. That's a steady gold trickle, granting 3 gold already. No more farms than he absolutely needs to here. It's just 1 TC, 8 farms, rest is mainly gold, and he'll use the market to transition if need be. He has 2 castles to produce crabs as well. He's now getting conscription at the cattle at home, and to boost the production speed from all of his production buildings, which includes upgrades as well. But this Arbalest switch, that's a good response from the Bloodless here. He has 19 Arbalests and counting here. He's had that 2 TC boom, if you can call it that, as well. And he's placing a defensive castle to be able to make trebuchets of his own. Actually needs to place it a little bit further back here. Khmer have access to siege ram as well, but that doesn't really make sense against the Mongols, because the Mangud die if you have them. They'll easily just dive in and snipe your siege very quickly. So let's see if the Arbalest upgrade pays off here. No Bracer yet, so the Bloodless really needs to get that one as well to get the full value from the Arbalest investment here. Is losing some of the ranges, could rebuild them further back, which is already done. That's 4 tribes for Jon Snow now. What's the Bloodless gonna do to stop that? Oh, he has Bracer in. While Jon Snow is getting older, he's seen the Arbalest mass. But I'm not sure where these guys are going, really. He's trying to hide them away to pull them back just in time to take out the Mangudai or something. Here comes Drill for Jon Snow as well. How does he afford all this? He's using the market a little bit here. Drill is coming in, Onliger is coming in, Drill, Onliger, that fires seemingly moves fast, no, it doesn't fire faster, but it moves faster than your generic siege weapons, 40% faster. So that's going to be a yeah, that was making Onligers, and this he's going to more easily dodge the Arbalest shots, I could say that, with the... Yeah, look at that movement speed! Drill Onliger! These Mongols' siege weapons are just ridiculous when you get that that upgrade. Couple of them, another one in the queue. Jon Snow still only 1 TC. He loves his 1 TC aggression here, and it seems to work out yet again here. Strong aggressive player, but it's also almost 40 Arbalest from the Bloodless here, who is now with 3 Trebuchets as well. He's been massing them up very patiently. Trebuchet number 4 popping out as well, so he's going to match Jon Snow's Trebuchet numbers. And he doesn't currently have a response to the Onager play, and here they come. Away the traps go, away the arms go. What are we gonna do here? What are we gonna do? You don't micro down three drill all the gears with Arbalest. That's just not how it works, especially not without Thumbring for the Khmer. But it does have a very comfortable eco lead here. The Bloodless is dropping a stable in the back as well, dropping a couple of stables in fact. And he doesn't really need a lot of cavalry units here to deal with these Onagers, like effectively speaking. He just needs to get close with a patiently mass some Hussars and or Knights Cavalier here, and then dive in and try and get out as many as possible. And suddenly, if the Mangudai enter the field, you'll be able to take them out with your Arbalest mass, presumably. Some good trap hits coming in here. The Bloodless should easily be able to repair as well, given the defense from the castle here. It's a bit of a messy situation to be in though, and Jon Snow tries to peek in here. He's actually going to get that cattle, isn't he? The Bloodless needs this cattle to stay alive, otherwise he's just not going to... Yeah, down it goes. Now the Bloodless is in proper danger here, with all the siege weapons forward and no castle to seek refuge behind. There's some broke points for the Arbalest where the Onagers could get some juicy shots in as well. Only villagers going down there, so that's not a disaster. Good Onager micro Jon Snow. That movement speed of the Onagers is just ridiculous. But now the light cap dive in. They have and play guarding in actually, and Jon Snow with the 1 TG economy, he can't afford to lose these units. That's the thing, he can't afford to lose his Onagers and Trebs indefinitely, because he is with such a fragile 1 TC economy here. Most of the Onagers go down here. That's great value for the Bloodless, and 3 stables pumping out more light cab as well. Gold access is an issue for the Bloodless, but he has the potential of adding more light cab at least. Okay, I take it back. It's actually getting rough for the Bloodless here without that gold access. No relics, it's 5 relics for Jon Snow. Makes it easier to justify market usage as well for the blue player. 6 drill Onagers still out as well. And the arms, I don't know what the arms are up to here. It's very risky movement of the Bloodless here, losing the arm mass. Is 4 Rangers producing though. The gold seems simply run out here. Look at the KD for Jon Snow here now. It's 88 to 27. And pushing in further now. It's just not enough farm economy here for the Bloodless here to get enough light cab out here. Maybe it's a little bit impatient with the numbers here, wanted to diminish the Onagers numbers before it's too late. There's some insistent repair micro going on for Jon Snow here as well, so he's really keeping his armies alive. It's vital when you're pushing with 1 TC like this. 1 TC at minute 40. And unfortunately for the Bloodless, losing units numbers here as well. It's just a few, it's 3 stables producing, but it's trickling them in one by one here, and the Mangudai, they will easily deal with that because you don't mass enough numbers to get close to snipe the siege weapons as you go. Market still being used by Jon Snow here. He's also about to cause the Bloodless to be housed here, especially if that castle goes down. Couple of traps out again by the Bloodless here. You could, in theory, attack ground and take out Onagers with traps as well, but here comes another forward castle by Jon Snow here, and that just really limits the movement potential of the Bloodless. You could say that the Bloodless could try and claim the resources to the sides here, but that's where the mobility of the Mangudai comes in handy as well. You'll just peek about with the Mangudai to see if there's been any escape here. 7 Light Cav, but there's also 7 Mangudai here. But Jon Snow, if he gets a bit unlucky with the Onir micro here, he could of course lose some of his own units in the mess of a game that this is. Pushing further, all 3 Prevs still alive, the second defensive castle going down, that could be the GG point here, with that castle going down. I think we're going into the game 7 and the Koreans mirror here. How many traps now? 5 services for Jon Snow here, both defensive castles down. We are going to move into a mirror game here. Even if the populations are deceivingly similar here, the Bloodless should not be able to hold off this with trash only. He's losing houses as well, which means that his production will be crippled here, and I don't really see any comeback potential here unless he's able to mass enough trash units to push this away. Trebuchets still stay alive. The forward builders are still here to repair as well, so that allows Jon Snow to push further and dive in. Snipe builders. Chemistry coming in. Defense coming in for the Mangudai now makes it a whole lot more difficult for the Bloodless's unit to deal with them as well. Admittedly, most of the Onagers have been focused out here by the Bloodless, arguably the bigger threat as well. Gold income situation is low, no more trebuchets going to be added here. 12 military to 16, so it's a low military count for Jon Snow as well, to be fair. He might lose some Mangudai to Arbalists here, but the Arbalists are way more precious for the Bloodless here, who needs to show the micro of a lifetime here to outlast this aggression, with more Onagers now being added by Jon Snow. Again, housed here for the Bloodless, and not sure if Jon Snow is targeting the houses on purpose here, but he must be feeling confident now with the Mangudai siege play here, that drill Onager. That's really something not to be underestimated looking at the progress of things here. That's the GG. We're going to go into the final game, which according to the rules is a Korean's mirror. Somehow Jon Snow was able to afford siege engineers with this 1 TC economy as well. That gives the Onagers 1 extra range and the traps as well. So that's probably why the push was so successful as well. That extra range and damage, not to be understated. That's a huge one when pushing like this. Stronghold of the Bloodless for a long while there though, but did not manage to mass enough light cav or trash units to keep the aggression out, unfortunately. These players, it's a 3-3, so they must be evenly matched. Should be very interesting to see how they perform in a Korean's mirror, where monks aren't really your best bet. It's going to be more of a War Wagons, Arbalest siege play, I presume. Excuse me. Here we are with the final game. I'll have to be right back. I need a quick bathroom break. So in the meantime, enjoy the Dark Age of the Bloodless and Jon Snow. Be right back. Alright. About the delay there, we are back with this Koreans Mirror decided game of Arena Classic Bronze Final. Jon Snow in the blue playing as the Koreans, the Bloodless in the yellow playing as the Koreans. Is this going to turn into a War Wagons battle? I wouldn't know. And as far as Koreans mirrors go, I haven't really casted a lot of those either, so... But the interesting thing as the Koreans is that they don't really have any significant monastery, which you usually see on the arena. You see lots of monks fighting, right? You have block printing for the monks, so they're not to be excluded. You don't have heresy, you don't have atonement, you don't have redemption, and you don't have illumination. But you get sanctity, fervor, block printing, and theocracy. So I guess in theory you could make use of monks as Koreans as well. It just wouldn't be the go-to play, as they have stronger options, like their towers for map positioning and control. And War Wagons obviously the unique unit. Looks like there's back berries for both players, not too significant on the arena, but should any other players try to opt for a tower rush here, which I don't think they will, but should they try it, then having the backberries is useful because you won't lose that steady food access, which is significant for your transition through the ages. Stones forward-ish for both players. Could be an issue with whoever goes for the more efficient aggression here. Looks like 8-second lumber camp for the Bloodless here likes the lumber efficiency, while Jon Snow is currently with 4 on wood, but also dropping the next villager on the wood here. So double lumber camp for both. Otherwise mainly food, and they seem to have 4 on berries as well. But it is standard approaches here. I don't really see anything except the fact that the Bloodless has just 1 second more idle TC time here, which isn't exactly significant. Let's speed it up a little bit here. Since this is recorded games, we won't be seeing any aggression until the Castle Age, most likely, as they're both now at 24 population. Couple of farms seeded for the Bloodless, no farms for Jon Snow. But Jon Snow also going to the stone here. They're actually both doing so, so this could even be a War Wagons battle from from the both of them here. We'll see. Jon Snow going up first here, though, is going to go up at... Hold on, okay. Maybe they'll have a chat about the scouts fighting again here. I didn't see who got the first hit here, unfortunately. But I think the RNG is with Jon Snow this time around, isn't it? Yeah, he gets it. Finally, Jon Snow gets a scouts fight. I assume he got the first hit in them if it works out like this. But Jon Snow is free to scout. The Bloodless can't really scout the map and keep up with what Jon Snow is doing here now. But they are going to go to the next age first. The Bloodless now at 27 villagers, Jon Snow at 26. The population's identical, but that's because one scout is lacking for the Bloodless. They're both on stone from what I can tell. 3 on stone for both. Similar approaches here, slightly more on food for the Bloodless by the looks of it. And other than that, it's a pretty much mirrored approach here. Just a little pound away at the gate there, just tell him, I know what you're doing, I know what's coming here. I have a scout, you don't. Just friendly teasing here, I guess. And now the house at the gate here to force the Bloodless to delete the gates or make a new gate to get out here. This is so just quality easing here in the front side here. Jon Snow must be feeling confident after that previous game win with the Mongols against the Khmer there. And now he's moving out for a forward castle, mind you. Jon Snow is not joking around. Oh. I said castle. Well, it's going to be a castle as well. Siege workshop is for... yeah, I don't even know what. Forward castle. Defensive castle for the Bloodless here. Where's the forward castle gonna go then? Jon Snow even knows it's going up here. He sees the amount of villagers building it. He has more villagers, but he starts it way later. What's going on here? What's going on here? Can that Mangonel reach? So the building... that castle's never going to complete for Jon Snow. What is this castle? What is this? What the hell is going on here? He had the outpost, he knew what was happening here. Loses 2 villagers there for no reason whatsoever. What the hell is going on? What is this forward cast? Have you been taking lessons with doubt or something? Oh, it's an incomplete forward castle. Yeah, he deletes it, and look at that stone DK. That's a lot of stone lost for Jon Snow. He will be able to place another castle soon, but now he's really behind here. 4 villagers behind. The Bloodless might even drop a second castle in not too long. He's not making... oh, he is making the war wagons. And now placing the castle next to his gate like this is also going to deal with Jon Snow's forward house. Another castle! I'm beginning to sense Jon Snow really doesn't like Koreans or something. He's just memeing at this point. It's being properly annoying, but what's he getting out of it? He's not really denying much. He's not going to complete this one either. That's going to be the second castle not complete. And he's just going to... I don't even know. He's behind the military. Has 2 war wagons out. There's a tower going up defensively here, so this castle will never complete. Does manage to snag 1 relic in the midst of things here, since the Bloodless is busy trying to keep the castle fighting. Why not build there first? Indeed, he did have the outpost. He knew what was up, and that keep just happens to, or guard tower, sorry, just happens to reach this castle foundation as well. Jon Snow is not going to get any castles up here. It's really low on eco. The Bloodlust with 2 theses now. Defensive castle in the great spot here. So much stone wasted by Jon Snow here. Now he's overplaying the monks as well. What he does best. He's out of monk civilizations options here now. And it's just... it's just messing up everything here. I assume Jon Snow was streaming this and streaming while playing. That's certainly a drain on the concentration as well. It's not always easy to make the proper calls, but this is just weird to me how Jon Snow is playing this. He knew that the defensive castle was going up, he knew that the Bloodlust would be sending more villagers, and yet he insisted on keeping all these 6 villagers building that first forward castle, and the second forward castle fails as well, because it's right on the walls of the Bloodlust. He knows what's coming up. He has military and even towers to try and deny that, and now he could almost snipe the castle foundation here. There are war wagons here. They could go down to conversions. But with vodka and heroin for the Bloodless, he's actually able to snipe most of the monks here. 1 conversion, 2 conversions in fact for Jon Snow. And Maganel going down like that. Maybe he'll finally complete that forward castle, but another monk moves out here. Oh, what is this mess of a game? That's the 4th attempt at a castle for Jon Snow, and it will likely fail as well. Maybe he believed it was Sicilians. Yeah, you'd think that, wouldn't you? Build to count 6 to 5, the Bloodlust with 10 builders lead here. Not that that's what matters the most over here. Jon Snow with the Mangonel Monk play here against the War Wagon play of the Bloodlust. Now another guard tower going up here to further completely deny this castle forever completing. But Jon Snow, admittedly, he is getting conversions in. He in fact has more more War Wagons than the Bloodlust at this point. And he's going to push back now. The Loom is in, of course, for the Bloodlust. And the guard towers should be keeping this aggression out. Jon Snow, 900 soul now, deletes the forward castle yet again. Now where is he going to place his castle? Maybe here or something? Is this Jon Snow playing Lyx style, just being maximum annoying? And just to tilt the opponent into doing a mistake and then just turn it around? He's using the market to trade some wood. Here has been floating wood apparently, and another monastery goes up as well. Who needs to produce war wagons as Koreans when you can just convert them off your opponent, huh? What a grand old mess this is. Is this going to be the castle that completes? That's the question. If the Bloodlust is on point here with the towers, he'll actually be able to snipe the foundation once the villagers start building. No, that's more builders now. Jon Snow has learned the 5th attempt. Maybe five times is the charm for Jon Snow here, and then the Bloodlust just doesn't care anymore. He wants the free pathing here, deletes the walls for the war wagons to more efficiently path towards the castle foundation here. Will he deny another one here? Might be too many monks here for Jon Snow to, or for the Bloodlust to engage against Jon Snow, but there's still these guard towers and everything here keeping the aggression out, kind of. And finally, one castle will complete for Jon Snow over here. Bloodlust is going Imperial Age, which means that the forward castle of Jon Snow is going to be less of a concern. Tries to get some outpost up here from map vision, not quite succeeding, but with the mess going on forward, Jon Snow has been free to collect the relics with the monks, but the monastery containing the relics is actually quite forward. Once again, the monks are out and about though, and I believe we checked that the Mongols do in fact get block printing. So it's going to be even easier for Jon Snow to get the conversions in on the war wagons when or if he ever makes it to the Imperial Age, which is growing closer, admittedly here. But the Bloodless will have at least a 2 minutes head start, and he really wants that outpost app as well. I think it's about having some vision on the neutral resources here. Oh, middle Imperial Age for Jon Snow as well, but 2 minutes behind the Bloodless here, which means that the Fort Castle will very likely be going down. The army number though, it's 7 war wagons for Jon Snow and it's 11 for the Bloodless, so he hasn't really been able to get to critical mass. With the Imperial Age kicking in, he also gets keeps here. Could also get the unique technology for the keeps to get extra range, right? +2 range if you get the Castle Age unique technology of the Koreans. And the Bloodless here could of course get into monks of his own, as well as we know that Koreans get block printing. He could try and reclaim some monks. They do not have atonement, so that could be the reason why he's not switching into monks here, because he will not be able to convert any of Jon Snow's monks or vice versa. First trebuchet is out, and it's also going to be only that one trebuchet for now, as the Bloodless wants more of the war wagons out. Looking at the economy, here comes block printing for the Bloodless, so he does want to get some counter conversions in here. However, it's a little bit premature in the engagement there. He gets one conversion regardless. Only that one monastery producing the monks, so it's not going to be a lot. And that forecast is actually going to go down for Jon Snow unless he commits to repairs ASAP over here. So 1 treb, I guess, just the perfect investment to take out that castle that was essentially a distraction for Jon Snow here. Bombard cannons being added by the Bloodless, that should make it easier to push back here as well. You could always build back towards the keeps or construct more keeps for further defense. Now that the walls have been deleted and all, for some static defenses there. The war wagons numbers also decent here for the Bloodless. Housed at the moment, but with a healthier population than Jon Snow, both in eco and military here. Jon Snow with another defensive castle further back home, but he's not going to be able to use that for a while yet. No redemption for the Mongols, so the monks aren't a threat to the bombard cannons either, but the war wagons movement in here could be... Looks like another conversion for the Bloodless here. It is going to take the war wagons lead back here now. As it looks like Jon Snow wants to get into Ondegur here eventually to deal with the war wagons mass, but there's a bombard cannon here to make that especially awkward, and the siege workshop about to go down here as well to trebs and bombard cannons. Now the Bloodless has been defending admirably, and now he's ready to push back here. The bombard cannon admittedly exposed here, but gets a nice shot in on the mangonels here. And I guess with the bomber cannon, if you get a good shot in, you'll also deal nicely with the monks over here. As they are crabbed up, but also healing each other, so... I guess when they have a decent enough mass of monks, it's not going to be easy to take them out in one shot like this. Elite war wagon coming in for the Bloodless here as well. That elite upgrade is at the very least going to boost the hit points to 200, I believe. Oh, Bomber Cannon might go down here. So that's a huge loss. Let's have a look at the war wagons here. Elite war wagon now 200 HP on those, and should be better attack stats as well. 9+4 as opposed to 9+2. I bet the Bloodless wishes he had Heresy here now, just to not lose any more units to conversion and just keep pushing it, close the game out. Block printing certainly helps, they both have it. So which means that Jon Snow with his Monk Mass here could get juicy conversions in on the war wagons if Jon Snow, if the Bloodless isn't careful here. But he has the castle to seek refuge here, so the Bloodless's units aren't easily converted or lost here, as Jon Snow tries to get the long distance conversions in. Again, doesn't need to worry about the siege weapons being converted here, so it makes it actually viable to use bomber cannons to try and snipe the cannons over here. Moving in now, but that's a huge mass of monks with the monks. Micro is on point here for Jon Snow. Then the war wagons, further war wagons will be lost big time here. That is actually, Jon Snow has the army lead here. And another bomber cannon went down as well, Bloodless, admittedly with a massive economy lead here. Still is 87 to 49. Still 1 TC for Jon Snow. His favorite approach by the looks of things. And now they both have bomber cannons. Does either of them have anything significant here? Maybe not. 2 castles defensively. Great positioning here for the Bloodless. Looks like he wants the third one up as well. Does Jon Snow see that? He has the outpost over here providing some vision. So he knows that the Bloodless is moving out to this side. But there's siege engineers for the Bloodless. That gives +1 range and attack for the bomber cannons and the trebuchets. Huge advantage over Jon Snow, who doesn't currently have it. He does have Theocracy for the monks though, so he only needs 1 monk to recharge after making a conversion. That's why he doesn't need to focus nearly as much on micro anymore. 3 bomber cannons to 4. Let's see who has the better micro here. But that extra range isn't going to benefit the Bloodless here, but the extra damage will. Once he gets any hits in, the mangonel gets dangerously close there, but the villagers are saved. Look at the eco KD, by the way. It's only 5 to 3 here. Nice bomber cannon micro by the Bloodless here. 4 bomber cannons total and counting, I guess. Yeah, war wagons mainly in production now. Elite war wagons, I should say. And now the monks going down. Jon Snow can't handle these losses. He's only with 5 gold now. He's actually about to run out of gold at home base, and he's still only with 1 TC against the Bloodlesses too. There's just way more resources to go for the Bloodless here, and the micro seems better as well with the attack rounds here and focusing down the bomber cannons. Great. Good repair micro from Jon Snow here, but there goes another one, and the bomber cannons, they are expensive. They are 200 something wood and gold, and the GG is called. Jon Snow with a very peculiar approach to this Korean's Mirror. He taps out and calls it lacking the core monster technologies. That's apparently a Jon Snow nerf by the looks of it. But GG well played, and congratulations to the Bloodless for securing the 3rd place. So the actual Arena Classic final will be cast sometime next week, I hope. Depends on when the players are able to schedule and play it. I'm hoping for Monday or Tuesday, so stay tuned for that one for sure. 12 conversions, 5 desertions, that's about it. The KD well ahead for the Bloodless, but the approach in the castle age of them, so it really interesting one. Where were the castles? Probably somewhere around here. A little bit later. This was weird to me. Jon Snow sees this castle, and still he commits 6 villagers, hoping to complete it before the Bloodless, but the Bloodless obviously sees this as well. Why not over here? Where seeing that foundation already started. That's interesting. But there's lots of... Jon Snow was annoying with the aggression for sure, and he was able to snag most of the relics and keep pushing, but with the 1 TC extended push, he's just not able to close it out in the end, and I guess that's the big issue here, that if you lose too much of your armies with the 1 TC push, you'll just not be able to recover. GG's.